If there are any among this people who should ever apostatize, prepare your backs for a good whipping.
Travis Wayne Goodsell, I was really hoping to retire, but the enemy is not fulfilling their part of it, and the destruction of the great and abominable church is also delayed. And so I'm in limbo until somebody competent can do something. I've done my part. I did everything. I went and summarized that everything in Scripture has been fulfilled except for the fall of the great and abominable church and the destruction of the wicked. Still waiting. So I went looking to see what the church had come out with the new Book of Mormon video yet. The answer is no. They broke down Jacob, which they left out the part about the abomination that maketh desolate, or the day that shall burn as an oven. That was the whole point of Jacob's allegory. It's not about planting. This is how you plant a vineyard. And you can liken it unto joining the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. See, if you join, it's like being grafted in. Yeah, that's what they're leading you to believe. It's about the latter days. Makes that very clear. Then the end come, and then you burn the vineyard. So yeah, this church, they just have titles. They are not prophets, they are not seers, they are not revelators, and they sure as hell don't even want to be translators. And Mormons, yes, I sustain and give you money. Church is true. I'm going to lie to other people and get them to pay you, and then get angry with them when they don't conform and comply. Right, Bonnie? Dear God. And the disturbing thing is that the church keeps promoting Jesus, 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 love Jesus. That's the first great commandment, Jesus, even though it's the Jewish commandments about the Jewish Christ that you're supposed to love. And Mormons don't even care to know who he is, don't want to believe it, don't want to hear it. It's right there in the Book of Mormon. Who cares? And so Mormons burn the book. They caved to the threats of the church, and they didn't need much threatening because they were threatened as little kids growing up in the church. And so the church must therefore be true because I was born in the church and we're the one true church, and I was one of the chosen ones in the premortal council in heaven. I wasn't a fence sitter because I'm born in the church. And you don't realize you were one of those who followed Lucifer and you got cast down to earth with him. This is not a Jewish church. It's Christian, therefore it's false automatically. And yet for some reason Mormons just shut off their brains. They cannot think. They cannot think for themselves. They cannot make the connection. When the Book of Mormon says it's in the learning of the Jews, Mormons just delete it from their minds and replace it with Christian, Jesus. Because I see the name Jesus, therefore it's Christian. Yes, because the Jews had no name like Jesus and no concept like Christ. God, Mormons just play dumb. It's sickening when you are used as weapons by the church to attack other people. But this love of a false idol god is just obsessive with the church. Everything. Distract from everything you're doing in life. Love Jesus. Do everything for Jesus. It's all about Jesus. Jesus is coming, so make sure you're good for goodness sake. Whoa, somebody's coming. It's Jesus. He's going to burn you if you don't pay up. And you're not understanding. This is what evil people do, even in cults, to deceive and steal and hurt other people. Because you don't want to believe it. You've not been hurt. Really? You're that rich, huh? You're able to give of your money. You're able to pay the church to treat your wife as a prostitute. I had one elderly woman say, well, you know, if you had been rich enough and not left the church, your first wife wouldn't have had to have prostituted herself. What? So I guess Mormons are sluts. So I guess that one picture I have from Mormon girls, that is an actual porn site, I guess. All about Mormon girls as sluts and whores. And all for Jesus? Is that what you justify it as, women? It's just despicable. You know, I saw my mom. She told me about dating dad. Didn't like him. Married him out of duty. I'm a Mormon, I have to marry him. And I have to obey him, because she's old enough that that's what you used to do, women. All of you women who are older than I am, you know damn well that's what you used to do. If you've ever heard from your mothers and your grandmothers, they would tell you, you obey your husband. Any argument in the family? Nope, your husband gets the last word and you have to obey. I, of course, did not follow that in my marriages. And they both left me because I guess they wanted to be abused. What the hell is wrong with women in this church? Dear God. And so, with everybody all focused on Jesus and away from the truth, I'm looking at the last video they did about a woman on the cover here, and I have to partake of his goodness. Really? His goodness? I don't see Jesus. Where's his goodness to partake of? I see you. I see your goodness. But then I hear you speak about his goodness. And I want nothing to do with your goodness because it ain't good. You're looking beyond the mark. There's only one commandment. Love. Everything else is based on love. You can go over the Jewish 10 Commandments if you want. You'll find that it's all about love. And I don't understand why Mormons won't read and study their scriptures. That it's all about a feeling. Because Mormons do that to me in my video. They see the title, they read that, maybe they just see the thumbnail picture and they're offended. They don't read the meme. They're offended. And so they come and attack. They don't listen to my video. They don't want to hear nothing I say. Ain't not known none. How many negatives did I use until it becomes positive again? It's just sickening to have Mormons make comments where all they had to do was listen to the video and they would have had their answer. If they had just looked and read the pictures, they would have gotten their answer. I mean, seriously. I had a guy the other day come to the video about the priesthood. Not just Bonnie, who did not go away. And the guy was saying that this was absurd. It's all lies. Really? Are you a priesthood holder? Or are you a Russian troll? If you're a Russian troll, I can understand. You know nothing of the church, but every single priesthood holder knows that that video is correct. That this church and the Mormon priesthood has got it wrong. And yet I get a dumbass who thinks he knows better than me. And you don't get it. You're projecting. It's the beam in the moat, guys. Oh, you don't read, you just, beam in the moat. Oh, I feel so good about it. It's so true. But you didn't know what it was about, did you? What is a moat? It's the water thing around a castle with alligators. So it's a metaphor about putting up a wall against the Church of Jesus Christ. You gotta tear it down. And that's why it's important for me to use my beam to tear down your wall. To take away your agency. And thus, new scripture interpretation is created by Mormons. Dear God. I have not heard that one yet. I just made that one up. But many a Mormon has created many a doctrine over the decades. Dear God, guys. Seriously. I mean, I've done years of videos. We're nearing 4,000 on this channel. I'm near 4,000 on TWG before YouTube attacked. And I'm seeing YouTube attacking today. I caught them specifically targeting me with my IP address. I may be computer illiterate, guys, but I do know a few things. And so, yeah, I just am worn out. Mormons just are so evil. The depths of the evil is just appalling. Because they don't even care to want to learn. They don't want to care to know what Mormonism is. It's all just a gang mentality to them. And it's all tribalism. If you're not a part of their tribe or you refuse to join the church, you all of a sudden become an enemy. It's a false dichotomy thinking that the church has scammed you into. And you don't understand. You are the enemy when you do that. You don't understand, women. This church is taking away your rights. They're taking away your agency. And you're just, screw you, Travis. Church is true. I'm focused on Jesus. Hello? You don't care to know what Joseph Smith meant by the creeds of Christianity. You don't want to care to know that Brigham Young was the great evil monster who murdered Joseph and stole his church and replaced it with Christianity. Even Expo Nevermose. You guys, you think that Brigham Young was telling you the truth. That he's the good guy. That Joseph, though! And you don't put the pieces of the puzzle together. You know, you believe the Danites who said that Joseph, he was a sex predator. And yet, you read over section 132, and you go, yep, I knew it. I knew Joseph Smith was a sex predator. 1838, huh? And yet the Book of Mormon. You never read the Book of Mormon, Expos? Never? Nevermose most likely never read the Book of Mormon. They hear from you. But you guys? Is that why you left the church? Because you never bothered to learn about Mormonism, and so when somebody tells you that Joseph was a child rapist, you go, I'm a child. I'm offended. I'm out. What the hell? You just easily believe whatever you're told to believe, huh? Do you believe that Hamas are the victims? Israel's the big bad terrorists? And that the hostages are not hostages, but prisoners? Dear God. Just unbelievable. All these little kids on TikTok got brainwashed to thinking that Hamas is the good guys. And that we need to have death to America. That's Islam speaking. Dear God. So yeah, this nation is doomed. And so is this church. Because the church has got you in their little feeling trap. That if you don't get the right feeling, they put the full-on press on you to be guilty, feel guilty, and feel ashamed. How dare you have those feelings? You need to turn that frown upside down. You need to think positive about the church. Faith promotion. And they get you. They lure you in. And you stick in. You won't get out because your feelings are so strong. Tears on my pillow. I'm sorry, in the description below. So I can't help you. I'm just doing videos for anybody who will listen and be warned and save themselves. I'm not some supernatural Jesus who can just with his presence blind you like porn. Is Jesus porn? Well, I guess the robes are transparent that you can see inside that he's male. And then you get the burning feeling. Oh, porn Jesus. Awesome. Has the porn industry gone that far? Have they crossed that line? There was that movie where Jesus has sex. Oh, dear God. And so, yeah, I do have that video lined up eventually. Jesus, if you believe he's real, then you believe that he had a childhood, you believe that he had teen years, you believe he had puberty, you believe he was horny for women, and then he got married at 18 in an arranged marriage, and he had kids, and then he was conscripted into the Roman army. You didn't bother to check your Roman history? You feel it's true, but you don't dare check. Because heaven forbid you find out that they didn't use crosses, they used poles. So what's the Jewish author talking about with a cross? God. So yeah, if you take that to the extreme, Revelation 19 and Joseph Smith, section 58, and even the parable of the 10 virgins, what do you think they're doing hanging out for the wedding? They're the brides! Didn't you read section 132? I had a woman upset with me because I quoted from section 132 and she didn't believe it. She thought I was saying it. You've got to know your scriptures. When I refer to a scripture, you need to go read it. And you won't. You think you're going to own me by thinking that I'm lying to you about what the scriptures say. Dear God, I am toning this way down for you guys because I want to get into the Hebrew, the Paleo Hebrew, because there's a lot of fun stuff in there because it's a visionary language. And I have to stick with dealing with the English of the mistranslations. So yeah, Jesus is supposed to get married before his coronation. That's what happens. Well, but he already got married, had kids, but where's the bloodline? I mean, yeah, Dan Brown said it was Sophia who talked to Tom Hanks and they were running for their lives, but I didn't actually believe it. Because Harrison Ford with Sean Connery, it was an actual cup. And the cup has to be humble, not gaudy and vain. That when you drink from it, you wither and die. And the sad thing is, there are people who believe what they watch on TV and in movies. Look at all the Star Trekkers. Oh my God! Oh my God! And then when we do make a discovery or make an invention that was used on Star Trek, they go, see? It's all true. Oh my God. That's just the brilliance of the author to be able to invent something in his novels, his fiction, that can eventually be invented in reality. People take it to the extremes, just like Mormon apologists for Mormons. And so, yeah, I have it all set up to talk about how the sister missionaries are going to be called home so that they will all be married to Jesus in one big massive group, just like that happened on the solar eclipse, the day that Jesus was supposed to appear. Not a single Jesus showed up. Not the Christian Jesus, not the Islamic Jesus, not the Mormon Jesus. None of them showed. But there were mass weddings that were taking place during the eclipse. That was pretty cool. They got to participate in the goodness of life. That's the first commandment in the Bible. The very first. Even in the temple, with the creation story, yeah, it's the first commandment. Sex. That's the first commandment. And what does this church do? No sex. Pay us. Then you can have sex in the temple. Marriage first. No sex. No orgasms. No thoughts. And you just say, yeah, Jesus, I gotta focus on Jesus. I gotta center my life on Jesus. Thanks, celestial Jesus. And you fall for it. And you don't listen to anybody else. And you become evil. You become stupid. You become hateful and vengeful. And you punish people who don't believe like you. I know you do. Just like in the supermarket. If you're a Mormon working on the line in the supermarket and you see somebody, hey, I know you from your social media channel speaking against the church. Oh, whoops, did I triple check your food? Did I not scan this so that you would beep? And then I can claim you were trying to steal from us? Yeah, this is what Mormons do. You know, you go in for a job interview, if you don't have the magic underwear on and you don't indicate that you went on a mission on your resume, and it's a Mormon business, Mormon run, yeah, you ain't getting the job. He wants his own people working for him. And so, in retaliation, those who aren't Mormon do the same thing. Oh, you're Mormon? We don't have any job openings right now, but we'll keep on hold of your resume because we have to by law. Next. Oh, you're not Mormon? Hired. Hey, wait a minute. You said... That's what's done in Utah. We all know it. So I'm just rambling off here. It's just sickening. I can't get through to you. I'm not forcing your agency. I'm just giving you the warning voice. And you're saying shoot the messenger.